Years ago, when you talk about crew resource management, CRM, how you manage your team, how you develop your team and function with your team in this changing environment, University of Texas did some research. And in this research, they highlighted several things. One of the things was very interesting because they kind of zeroed in on what they called errors and threats. When you're talking about leading a team in a changing environment, an error is something that either your team or somebody on your team, or perhaps you as the leader of the team, commit. An error is a mistake you made. A threat is something that is external to the team. It's something you didn't predict. It's something you didn't expect. It's something that came on the scene perhaps as a surprise. We need to understand both of those, and we need to be able to be prepared to deal with them. The other thing that the UT research pointed out was when you talk about errors and mistakes, they came up with a spectrum, and it was very interesting. On one side of the spectrum, you had errors and mistakes. Little things that maybe somebody wasn't fully prepared for, or made a short mistake in doing, or something of that nature. As you go down the spectrum, the middle part of the spectrum, they called risky behavior. And this is where those mistakes are creating enhanced risk in what's going to happen, either to you or whether or not your initiative succeeds. All the way over to the other side of the spectrum, they referred to it as reckless behavior. And this was kind of thing where you know the chances are it's not going to work and you do it anyway. Things like that. So it's very interesting that when you talk about this whole concept of errors and threats and all of this, there's a whole spectrum across which that could apply. And the leader needs to understand that and also be aware of perhaps when those things are arising in the team. And also they need to lead the team such that the team becomes more aware of when those things are subtly rising. It's a critical aspect when you're talking about success and leading teams in a rapidly changing environment where you may not know all the factors that are going to be involved once you begin the initiative. So I leave you with that this week and let you think about that. Look into your organization, see what you see. Are there times where maybe some of that comes to fruition in your team? All of us have more potential than we're currently using. Our vision at Coaching for Relevance is to bring freedom to potential in all those across my path. So I want to just challenge you to go check out our organizational maneuverability course and see how that can provide you insights that maybe that you're not seeing right now. And I also want to invite you to give us a call if you'd like to have a conversation about some items. So we want to just leave that with you, and thank you for your time.